Good evening and welcome to Temple Beth David's Friday night Shabbat services. We welcome everyone who may be joining us online and those here present with us in the synagogue this evening. I am very blessed to have my son with me, even though he's sitting all the way in the back. You probably won't see him on camera. And that's all right. We'll go ahead and get started, welcoming Shabbat with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. Which I'll go ahead and do. Would you like to do the English reading on the left-hand side of the page? I didn't bring the book up with me. I thought it was there on page 121. I thought it was up here. Oh, I lied. You can read it with me at the top of page 121. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. We're going to turn to page 124 and read the English at the bottom of the page. We can all read it together. All right. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, evil and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. So I'm going to do Hine Matov on 128. So, Hine Matov u'manayim sheba chayim gan yahad. Hine Matov u'manayim sheba chayim gan yahad. In English, how good and how pleasant is it that brothers and sisters dwell together. Then we can do Lahadodi, which is on page 389. And we do verses 1, 5, and 9. When we do 9, we stand up. Page 138. Yes? What did I say? Oh, don't say that. My husband's going to tell me I have a brain tumor, so shh. Okay, no. 138. All right, Lahadodi. All right, let's just go. Lahadodi likrat kala, Panei Shabbat nekabela. Lahadodi likrat kala, Panei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zavor b'di bor echad, Hishmianu el hamuhad, Adonai echad u'shamo echad, L'shem tefita hatehila. Lahadodi likrat kalal, Panei Shabbat nekavela. La hadodi likrat kalal. Pene Shabbat nekabela. Hitori, kiva ore kumiori, uri shider bepi, kavod Adonai aolak nigila, lehadodi likrat kalal, pene Shabbat nekabela, lehadodi likrat kalal. Panei Shabbat nekabela. Rise to greet the Shabbat bride. Bohi leshalom ater bala. Gam beshum halas dotala. To emunea gam sula. Bohi ala. Lehadodi likrat kala. Panei Shabbat nekabela, lehadodi likrat kalal. Panei Shabbat nekabela. Thank you. All right. We will stay standing for the, do we stand for the Reader's Kaddish? Reader's Kaddish on page 144. Okay, we'll stay standing for it. Okay. Yitgada v'yitgada shemei rabba v'yamad divra hute v'yamlik mahute v'haye hon hu yomehan hu haye de kol beit Yisrael bagala uvisman kariv v'meru amen Yehi shmei rama mavorach Leolam yomeo maya yitparach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiramam yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudasha brehu leilam min kol birhata v'shirata tushbehata v'nehemata dami romeoma v'meru amen. Page 146 for the Baruch. I guess we would have been sitting and then we would stand up for the Baruch, but we're already standing. Yeah, okay. Baruch et Adonai hamvarak, Baruch Adonai hamavorak, leolam va'ed. In English below. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. Now, this is where we get to sit. Sit back down. All right. We'll do the English on the bottom of page 150. Together, everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hoye amo Yisrael. Look, we get to stand back up for the Shema on page 152. Okay. All right. Shema Yisrael Adonai. Nope, that's not right. Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Rug. No. See, that's the one that goes for the Torah reading. See? All right, I'm back. What? Yes, we could do it in English. Why don't we say the Shema in English? Okay. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious King forever and ever. Okay. All right. We will do the Vahafta on 154. Vahafta et Adonai Elohecha v'kol avtaha, v'kol tachtaha, v'kol meodeha, v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele, asher anohi mitzvaha, hayom ala laveha, v'shinatam leneha, v'dibar tabam, bishtaha taveteha, uvlataha v'derek, ushataha ukumekha, ushatam alot ledeha, vehayu liota veneneha, uvtatam al mezuzot uvisharekha, leman tiskeru, vaitem ekol mitzvotai, vaitem kiddoshim Elohehem, Ani Adonai Elohehem, Asher Hotzi Ehem Eretz Mitzrayim Leet Lelohim Elohim Elohehem. Yes. Nope, I messed up. That's okay. At the bottom of the page, though. Adonai Elohehem Emet. Come on, guys. It's all good. Right. I think we can sit. We sit for Mihamoka. Yes. Top of page 157. We can read together. Standing on the ported history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. And they would be singing Mi Hamoka. So that is on page 158. Mi Hamoka by Eli Madonai, Mi Hamoka Nar Deber Kodesh, No Rate Hilot, O Sefele, No Rate Hilot, O Sefele, Mahutaha, Rauvaneha, Bokeyayam, Lifne Mushe Umiriam, Zeli, Anuviamru, Adonayim Log, Leolam Vayed, Venemar, Kifa Adonai et Yaakov, Galamiat Hazak Mimenu, Baruch Atah, Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Right. We are going to do Hashkivenu on 160. I will sing that one. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, lehamidenu kahenu mehayim. Ufrosolenu sukat shlomeha, ufrosolenu sukat shlomeha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 So, it's one of my favorite songs. All right. We'll do Vashamru on page 162. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, laso et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. B'nei Uvein, b'nei Yisrael ohi leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Lasso et HaShabbat, Le Dorotam Berit Olam. Kiddushay Shahamin, Asa Adonai et Hashamayim, Be'et Haaretz, Veshamru, Bnei Yisrael, et HaShabbat, Lasso et HaShabbat, Le Dorotam Berit Olam. Uvayon Hashvi, Shavat Vayinafash, Shavat Vayinafash, Shavat Vayinafash, Veshamru, Bnei Yisrael, et HaShabbat, Lasso et HaShabbat, Le Dorotam Berit Olam. Yay, thank you. Let's see. I was thinking about reading English, but I think we'll just go on to the tefillah. Turning the page to 164. I'm not going to do the na. If you're okay with that one, I'm going to do the old-fashioned one. Adonai sifata ufia gita hilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. 166. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Venokei Hakol, Vezokei Hasdeyavot Himot, Livnav Gulei V'nei Lehem, Laman Samo Behava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Vesrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mekhaye HaKol Atah LaRoshia, Morid Hatah, Mekhayem Haslim Behesed, Mekhaye HaKol Verakamim Ramin, Somek Noflim Ve'Ohei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekhaye Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mihamo Habal Givuro, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umekhaye, Umatzmiya Hishua, Venemar Hatov Yalad Hokol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen HaKol. I'm going to do the English on page 170. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. All right. And then, this is the time when we can read the selections beginning on page 172 or silent meditation of your own to think through the things that went on this week and things that you'd like to share with God alone. And when you're done, we will join together on 180. So you can sit down when you're ready. the bottom of 180, we will sing Oseh Shalom together. Oseh Shalom Bimramav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akol Yisrael, Vimru, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akol Yisrael. Thank you. I like doing that. And as I continue on, as we go towards more the serious part of the service, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. We can do a little bit about the Torah portion. The Devar for the Torah portion for this week is called Ra'eh. It is in Deuteronomy, starting with the 11th chapter. I have no idea what page it is in the Bible, but it is Deuteronomy 11, starting with verse 26. And Ra'eh means sea. And sometimes the name of the Torah portion is sometimes esoteric a little bit, sometimes, like Lech Lecha, to go forth for Adam. That one's kind of easy, right? This one's easy too because it's the first sentence of the parsha. It's see. See, Moses says to Israel, I place before you today a blessing and a curse. It's a pretty famous line from the Bible. So I've always been taught they're standing just about ready to go into the promised land. This is the part of Deuteronomy where it's the retelling of everything. We've had many recent parshas where they're reviewing the 10 Commandments. They're reviewing some of the bad things that they've done. Moses reminds them not to do it again. They give them some things to do when they cross into the promised land. They divide up some land, do some things. But in this part, it's the blessing comes when they fulfill God's commandment, and the curse is if you abandon them. Pretty simple. God's like, hey, do what I say. And of course, the biggest thing that God does not like, of course, is idolatry. So the next few verses talk about destroying idols. Hey, when you get into the promised land, no matter where you go, you got to destroy all the idols of the inhabitants. As we go through there, destroy them. Okay? And then you're going to build a temple. Okay? And the temple is where you're going to worship me, God says, and that's where you are going to do your sacrifices. And they review the laws of the kosher laws, kashrut. They talk about sacrificing, that it is okay to slaughter animals to eat, but you cannot ritually slaughter them anywhere except in the temple. Okay. Laws of kosher says a special way to slaughter the meat to make sure that it stays kosher, and you cannot eat the blood, right? So Connor's father told me that so they salted all the meat because salt takes the blood away. So is that true? No. Okay. It goes on to talk about false prophets. This is the place in the Bible where they say you're supposed to kill false prophets. They should be, let's see, it actually says, if a false prophet comes before you, they should be put to death. Okay, like, bam, right? No doubts. But of course I had to look up one of my favorite things. I had to go find it because it's like, how do you know when somebody's a false prophet? Okay, so Talmud says that you know that somebody's a false prophet if he says that the prophecy that he is saying comes from an idol. Okay? Or if what he says God told him to say violates a mitzvah. So, okay? In both cases, you know immediately that he is making it up and therefore must be a false prophet. Okay? If only in life it was that easy. All right. It does go on to tell you the list of the kosher animals. What makes a kosher animal? Choose its cud, right? Kosher fish. Nope. Have fins and scales. And then it produces a list of 27 non-kosher birds. And then it says, all others are kosher. And it's also, so that one comes from Leviticus 11 when they first say it, and they listed them in the exact same order in Deuteronomy. How cool is that? And then the last part of the Parsha talks about that we are supposed to, a couple times in the Torah, it says, you are supposed to do this festival, this holiday forever, right? Forever. Like those are the big ones, right? And at the end of this Parsha, it says that the three Parsha are the pilgrimage festivals. These are the ones that you should travel to Jerusalem and go to the temple. Okay? It is where you are to be, you go to see and be seen. So that starts the Torah passage with the word see and it ends with being seen. But the three pilgrimage festivals are Feast of Unleavened Bread, Passover, Pesach, yep. The Feast of Weeks. Ooh, weeks. That would be Shavuot. And the Feast of Booths. Yes, you could say Sukkot is correct, right? So we do not travel to Jerusalem for these festivals now. We honor Passover by eating matzah, unleavened bread. Shavuot, we count between Pesach and when we receive the 10 Commandments, the counting, and those weeks. And then we read the 10 Commandments. That's how we celebrate. And then Sukkot, we have our meals in the sukkah. So, yeah. I know. I'm thinking the pilgrimage is a little different when you're getting on a plane. I don't know. It's very true. All right. Now we'll do Misha Barak on page, that's 371. Yes, 371. All right. So, may the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who we name. May the Blessed One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body, spirit, and let us say amen. So we will gather the names for people that you'd like to keep in mind for health and healing. Do you have anyone you'd like to say? Okay. Great. I will say Polly Contos and Wendy Fine. Do we have any names online to share?
Yes. Tanya Hurst, Terry Salkivo, Karen Mitchell, Joe Mitchell, Wendy Fine, Robin Miller, Fran Brueggerman, Holly Helbine.
All right. We'll sing the Misha Barak prayer. Misha Barak Avotenu Mechor Abraha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Barak Imotenu Mekor Abraham Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with Rafluah Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. All right. Okay. At this point, we will do the Aleinu. And when I open the ark, please stand with me. The Aleinu is on page 586. Aleinu leshabet ladon hakol, la tate gedula liotse breshit, shelo asan he haratzot, velo samanu kimishbeho hadama, shelo san koghenu kahem, vegor aleinu vekol hamonan, vanaknu korim, unumashtarim umodim, Lifnei Melech Malhe Hamlahim Hakadosh Baruch Hu Sheunef Teshamayim Veyoset Aretz Havshamak Mayim Bima'al Ushlina Tuzo Begevom Meromim U Eloheinu Einod Emet Malkeinu Efazulato Kakatu Betorato Vayadatayom Vayahashvotiha Valavecha Ki Adonai Hua Elohim Vashamayim Mimal Vayaharetz Mitat Einod. And at the top of page 591, may we gain wisdom in our lives overflowing like a river with understanding, loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our head but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the sea, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz vayom hahu iel Adonai echad Ushamo echad. Thus it has been said, Adonai will be sovereign over all the earth. On that day, Adonai will be one, and God's name will be one. All right, we will be doing the Kaddish, which is, we're going to do one of the readings before that. Let's see. One of my favorite ones is number 3 on page 593. So we can do that one together. So, the light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flame. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal circle of darkness and death, of light and life. Okay. For the month of August, we honor these yard sites for Temple Beth David friends and family. Sarah Petrosky, Samuel Ruchin, Norman Freed, Hai Barretts, Linda Gustad, Francis Diskin, Samuel Levy, Murray Schlein, Sylvia Kaplan, and Alex Fine. Do we have any names online? Okay. Connor, do you have someone to add? Okay. Yes, we will stand as one congregation to do the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yit Gadal Gadai Shema Rabba Ve'alma Divra Hute Ve'amlik Mahute V'chayin Uvchayim Tohe B'kol Beit Israel Ba'agal Izman Kari V'imru Amen Yehe Shmei Rama Vorak Leo Yom Meo Maya Yit para, vit paar, vit raman, vit nase, vit hadar, vit halal, shemed kudasha, berehu, leila min kol hata vishirata, tushbahata venehemata, dalmin ram yimru, amen. Yehe shlaba rabba min shemaya, valenu yakol ve'elonu v'imru, amen. Ose shalom bimrumav, uyase shalom, alenu v'yakol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. Right. We got to do a final song? Oh, I'm supposed to do announcements. I don't have any announcements. What? Sunday school starts this weekend. Sunday school starts. Janet will be very remiss that I do not have that information. I'm pretty sure it starts this weekend. I'm not looking at my phone for a text from Barry to see if there's anything else. No. Okay. Okay. No one else on the line had anything to share as well? Great. All right. Watch your email, though, because that's where we'll get announcements from. And we can do, you know it's going to be a Don Olam, right? Page 625. I say that. Is that right? Is that the right page? I'm making it up. Okay. All right. Okay. Adon Olam asher malak b'terem kol etzir nira li'et naseh v'hen sakol azai melak shemo nikra ve'he hali hakol levad ado yimlok nora vehu hayeh vehu hoveh vehu iye batifara vehu ehad v'ein sheni Lamshim lo lehapira, beli reshit, beli taklit, velo haos, bahamira, vati ali, bahago ali, vesor hefli, biet sara, vehunisi, umanosli, lamha kosim, Beyogem ra, beyed hado, ahid ruhi, biye isan lahahira, vim ruhi gaviati, Adonai velo ira. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Have a good remainder of Shabbat weekend and a good week ahead. Thank you.